The marital asset strategist. This is one of the oldest wealth-building plays in human history, and it still works if you're willing to commit to the performance. You find a wealthy, elderly individual with $100 million estate and no close family heirs. You deliver an Oscar-worthy performance of genuine affection and companionship. You're not robbing anyone, you're providing real value in their final years. But let's be honest about what's happening. You're playing the long game for an inheritance. This requires zero startup capital, zero business risk, zero technical skills. What it requires is patience, acting ability, and a willingness to spend years of your life in a relationship where the primary asset is financial security. Is this morally gray? Absolutely. Does it work? The data says yes. People marry for money every single day, and some of them are self-aware enough to admit that's what they're doing. The traditional version involves a younger person marrying someone 30 years older and waiting. The modern version might involve befriending a lonely billionaire and slowly becoming indispensable to their life. Either way, when they pass, you inherit rather than invest. It's not a path everyone can stomach, but it's definitely a path that works. The AI agent broker. By this year, the game is shifted. It's no longer about using AI to create content faster. It's about building and leasing specialized AI agents that automate entire business workflows. Think about what businesses actually need: a customer service agent that handles 90% of support tickets, a sales qualification bot that screens leads before they hit a human rep, an AI assistant that manages appointment scheduling for dental offices. You're not selling one-off projects, you're building agents and leasing them on a subscription model. A dental office pays you $500 a month for an AI receptionist that never calls in sick, never needs benefits, and works 24/7. You build one agent and lease it to 200 dental offices. That's $100,000 in monthly recurring revenue from a single specialized agent. The technical barrier to entry is higher than dropshipping, which means less competition. But with no-code AI platforms and automation tools, you don't need to be a software engineer. You need to understand business workflows and where automation creates massive value. The businesses that adopt this early will crush their competitors on efficiency. And you're the person selling them the weapon. The fractional real estate mogul. Housing costs are insane. You're not buying a beachfront property in Miami with a middle-class salary. But what if you could own a piece of one? Fractional real estate investing through blockchain-based platforms lets you buy shares of high-value properties without needing a massive down payment. You're essentially buying stock in a $5 million beachfront rental property. Maybe you invest $5,000 and own 0.1% of it. That property generates rental income and you get 0.1% of that income. The property appreciates and your shares appreciate. You're accessing an asset class that was previously reserved for the wealthy, and you're doing it with average person capital. The platforms handle property management, tenant issues, everything. You just collect passive income and watch your investment grow. This isn't risk-free. Real estate can go down, and these platforms are still relatively new. But as a wealth-building tool for people priced out of traditional real estate markets, it's a viable path that didn't exist a decade ago. You diversify across multiple properties, multiple markets, and you're building real estate wealth without ever dealing with a toilet repair at 2 a.m.
The renewable energy arbitrager. Your house can now make you money while you sleep. And I'm not talking about renting out a room on Airbnb. With home solar panels and battery storage systems, you can generate electricity during the day, store it, and sell it back to the grid during peak hours when electricity prices spike. Some states and utility companies will pay you premium rates during high demand periods. You're essentially running a mini power plant from your suburban home. The upfront cost for solar and battery systems has dropped dramatically. Federal and state incentives cover a chunk of the installation, and once it's up, you're generating passive income. This isn't get-rich-quick money. You might clear a few $100s a month depending on your system size and local rates, but it's NPC-style passive income that requires almost zero maintenance once installed. And as energy prices continue to be volatile, the arbitrage opportunity grows. You're also insulated from rising electricity costs since you're generating your own power. It's a wealth-building play that doubles as a hedge against inflation and energy price spikes. The Second Life Digital Landlord. Virtual real estate is becoming an actual asset class, and if you think that sounds insane, you're not paying attention to where money is flowing. High-traffic virtual worlds, whether it's gaming environments, social VR platforms, or metaverse spaces, have digital real estate that people actually pay for. You buy a prime location in a popular virtual world and you lease it to brands who want to advertise there, or to users who want to build virtual storefronts, or to event organizers who need venue space. A virtual nightclub in a popular VR platform can generate real revenue from ticket sales and sponsorships. A billboard in a high-traffic digital area can lease for thousands per month to brands targeting that demographic. This is an influencer-entrepreneur hybrid play. You need to understand which platforms have actual staying power and where the user traffic is. You need to be early. Digital real estate in established worlds is already expensive. But if you identify the next big platform before it blows up and secure premium locations, you're sitting on assets that could 10x or 100x in value as the user base grows. It's speculative, it's weird, but people are making real money doing this right now, and the trend is accelerating.
The one-of-one niche specialist. You're not going to be LeBron James. Let's just get that out of the way right now. You're not making $100 million a year playing basketball. But here's what you can do. Become the absolute best at something nobody else is really dominating. Think professional pool. Think competitive chess. Think high-stakes poker. These aren't massive markets with billions of eyeballs, but that's exactly the point. When you're competing in a smaller pond, you don't need to be 1 in a billion talented, you need to be 1 in 10,000 talented and willing to grind harder than everyone else. The guy who's ranked number 3 in professional pool isn't making NBA money, but he's pulling in a multi-million-dollar net worth through sponsorships, exhibition matches, tournament winnings, and teaching premium masterclasses to aspiring players. You build a specialized brand. You become the go-to name in your niche. When someone thinks professional dart throwing, they think of you. That focused revenue stream, whether it's from brand deals with equipment companies, YouTube content showing your techniques, or running exclusive training camps, adds up fast. You're not competing against a million other people trying to make it. You're competing against maybe a few hundred, and most of them aren't treating it like a business. You are. That's how you win. The Intentional Minimalist Advanced NPC. This is the silent grinder strategy, and it requires a level of discipline that most Americans simply don't have. But if you can pull it off, you're buying your freedom by age 40, while everyone else is still grinding for another 25 years. Here's the play. You survive on rice and frozen vegetables. You're not chasing dopamine. You're not upgrading your apartment every time you get a raise. You're not buying the new iPhone. You're not going to brunch. Every single dollar you earn beyond basic survival goes toward one goal: eliminating debt and buying assets. You become completely debt-free. No credit cards, no car payment, no student loans. Then you attack the mortgage with the fury of someone who understands that housing costs are the single biggest obstacle to financial independence. By 40, you own your home outright. Your expenses are minimal because you've been living minimally for 15 years, and you're good at it now. You can work part-time, you can take a low-stress job, you can spend your days reading books and taking long walks without a boss breathing down your neck. This isn't sexy, this isn't the lifestyle you see on Instagram, but it's freedom, and freedom is the ultimate luxury. Most people can't do this because they can't delay gratification. If you can, you've won a game most people don't even know they're playing. The Dog App Entrepreneur. You've tried the generic side hustles. You launched a clothing brand that sold 12 hoodies to your relatives. You tried drop shipping and got burned on Facebook ads. Now it's time to pivot to something that actually has a moat: niche software. This is about hacking away at unique ideas until something sticks. Maybe it's an app that lets people communicate with their dog through AI-analyzed barking patterns. Maybe it's software that helps small gym owners automate their entire membership billing. The key is finding a problem that affects a specific group of people who are willing to pay to solve it. You're not building the next Facebook. You're building something useful for 50,000 people who will each pay you $10 a month. That's $500,000 in monthly reoccurring revenue. You scale it through marketing that actually slaps, not generic ads, but content that educates your target market and positions your solution as the obvious choice. You grow to a few million in annual revenue, and then one day a bigger tech company offers you a buyout. Maybe it's $8 million, maybe it's $20 million. Either way, you've just won the game by solving a problem nobody else bothered to solve. The barrier to entry isn't coding anymore. AI can help you build an MVP. The barrier is having a genuinely useful idea and the persistence to market it until the right people notice. The high-engagement digital hustler. If you're willing to go full Olympic level on emotional manipulation and fan engagement, this path can out-earn professional athletes, and you don't need to be able to dunk a basketball. This is about building a brand so powerful that your audience will buy literal garbage from you. We're talking cardboard-quality t-shirts for $40. We're talking supplements that are just relabeled powder from Alibaba. Whether you're on OnlyFans creating parasocial relationships that have people paying $50 a month for the illusion of connection, or you're a general social media influencer who's mastered the art of making people feel like they know you, the game is the same. Engagement is currency. You're not just posting content, you're responding to every comment. You're creating insider jokes with your community. You're making people feel seen. You're building a relationship where they're emotionally invested in your success. And once you have that, you can monetize it in 1,000 ways. Sponsored posts, affiliate marketing, your own product line, exclusive content tiers. The math is simple. If you have 100,000 truly engaged fans and 10% of them spend $100 a year on your stuff, that's $1 million. If you're in the top 1% of creators who really understand engagement mechanics, you're clearing multiple millions annually. The dirty secret is that the product quality almost doesn't matter. What matters is that buying from you makes your fans feel like they're part of something.